wanting sovereignty
That's a good idea.
is naive and that dignity is an unrealistic hope, then you don't even have to conquer them anymore. They'll remain conquered in themselves. And please understand, when we talk about people like Sankara, Nkrumah, Lumumba, Sukarno, we're actually just talking about the natural state of a decolonized mind. We're not talking about something extraordinary. We're talking about what's supposed to be normal, not exceptional, normal. They didn't have utopian visions for their countries. Like I said, they wanted their countries to be normal, but the West would not allow it. And back then, the West had the power to prevent it. The relative power, that's the key point. They had the relative power to prevent it. They had the relative power to steal Africa's future by prolonging its past by force. But as I've talked about many times, the West's relative power is receding. That old wolf, the global South, is raising some young lions of their own today. They're reviving the spirit of Lumumba and Sankara and Nkrumah. Your grip on Africa is being pried open. And yes, of course, I'm talking about Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso. And all the leaders in the Sahel Alliance countries, obviously, but especially Ibrahim Traore. You know, it's often only in retrospect that we recognize the magnitude of a figure who shifts the course of history. It shifts the course of events in the world. But if anyone's paying attention, you can all see that Ibrahim Traore is clearly one of the most consequential leaders, not just in Africa, not just in the Muslim world, but in the entire global South and in fact, in the world. You know, I said on X the other day that Ibrahim Traore is the most important Muslim leader in the world today, more than Erdogan, more than MBS, more than anyone else, because of what he represents.
Most important leader in the world right now. Let me show why that is true here, because it's about influence. So check this out. Ghana and Algeria signed landmark visa-free deal to boost African unity and economic ties.
Oh, hey, and on top of that, the Morocco, they've already started negotiating with Morocco for expedited access to their ports.
Yeah, and there's a country. I need to pull up the damn map, but there's a country
Hold on,
south.
I got you.
There's a country south of the of those Sahel countries that has a port because see, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso are landlocked. And there's a country south of them, and I can't think of which country it is. And they're talking about
Cote d'Ivoire, Togo. Hold on.
I think it's not Togo. I have to see it because the shape. They Ivory Coast is the West is got them, and Liberia too. But I'd have to see the shape of it, and then I would know which one it is. But it's talking about aligning with them, and it's gonna give.
Oh, Senegal.
Is it Senegal?
I think it's Senegal because I heard them by name when I was watching the other video.
They're gonna become a part of this, alliance with Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, and then that would give them access to the coast, and then that would be revolutionary with them being able to ship, Africa can just trade with each other. I was watching this video. Dang it, did I share that? Where they were talking about how, one country produces a lot of corn and then they send it to somewhere outside of Africa, and another country produces a lot of this other product and they send it to outside of Africa, and they could just be trading with each other, So, but basically what I'm trying to get at right here at this moment is, Ibrahim Traore is inspiring the rest of Africa to, work together and build alliances and so forth and so on. So this one here says, in a powerful symbol of growing African cooperation, Ghana and Algeria have sealed a historic visa-free travel agreement that will allow citizens of both nations to cross borders freely. No paperwork, no consulates, no waiting. And that is awesome. This one right here. Botswana reinvest diamond profits into free education and healthcare for citizens. So it says, when diamonds were discovered in Botswana in the late 1960s, the country was one of the poorest in the world. Instead of selling mining rights to foreign companies entirely, Botswana's government made a smart move. They created a 50-50 partnership with De Beers called Debswana. This meant half of all diamond profits stayed in Botswana. But the real genius was just making money. It was how the money was used. Instead of the wealth going to politicians and leaving the country, Botswana invested it directly in education and healthcare. Primary and secondary school fees were removed, leading to one of the highest literacy rates in Africa. At the same time, Botswana built hospitals, clinics across the country, and became the first in Africa to offer free HIV/AIDS treatments for all citizens.
Well, let's go Botswana. Where is Botswana? Hold on. That made me happy.
Look at this one. It says, why Washington is worried about Burkina Faso's young revolutionary leader. Ibrahim Traore has kicked out French troops, defied U.S. pressure, and embraced Pan-African self-reliance. His revolution is reshaping Africa, and Washington is watching.